Marooned on Triton.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Marooned on Triton. So, this episode, I guess more stuff's happening. We're probably going to be doing a little more resource collection, and I think we're going to get started on a big project. So, I guess let's dive in and see how things go. I guess to test this thing, we just kind of line up for a run. Get our drills going. And see what happens. I forgot how slow the drills were. I guess I should again double check. Okay, everything looks built. That's a good start. Okay. Drills on. Drive forward. And while we go, okay, this front container is filling with ice. The back one's also filling. I didn't think about that fact. So, the sorters can only throughput a certain volume. I may need more sorters. Though in theory, I could put... Yeah, I have enough room up there. I could put essentially like 3 sorters side to side, fanning out, because the pipes don't have a volume throughput. So I should be able to at least up the amount I can pull out. Though honestly, I mean, it's rocking back just a little bit, but it feels fairly stable. I think the fact that I'm pushing it immediately forward first helps with that. Because it means the ice is all going, you know, the weight transfer has the most amount of, the most effect it can have. Okay. Now eventually here, the drills should turn off and fold up. Look at that. So, the connector's full. Drills are all nearly full. It does seem to have triggered probably when one of them hit 80%, but again, that's fine. All the cargo containers are full. The sorters are full, which might be a problem. But yeah, I think that worked. Now, we up our sort of wheel speed. The downside here is we are still a bit back heavy because of those drills. I could maybe up the suspension strength on the back wheel set too. I mean, that could probably be that way all the time. I don't know which ones the back are. Okay, 3x3 left. 3x3 right. That's right 3. This should be left 3. Yes. I think I want to do this from the menu, not from my sort of hand tool, because that can get explosive. Okay. Strength. 20. Still a little rocky and rolly, but that should be enough to kind of help things travel correctly. And it shouldn't be too much that when it's empty, it, you know, causes me to be skew-whiff in a different direction. Oh, and I just realized I put that, timer block back there because I thought I was going to need it for the hinge and drill control, but I didn't, because you have the ability to do multiple things with one timer or event controller. That is convenient, even if a little awkward looking in terms of UI. Okay, now don't roll backwards. More power to the wheels. All the power to the wheels. We are spinning badly at the front. But on it goes. Why am I seeing sensors? That seems wrong. Oh, it seems wrong, but I know why it's happening. So, because the drone, the baddie drone, is currently connected to the base and I'm within its antenna range, its antenna is on. So it's showing me I must have turned on, probably when I was setting them up, I turned on the show sensor range. Let's drive up to it, and I should be able to access it directly. Whoop, if I don't crash first. Yeah, so this is the first time probably ever that I've actually had an antenna on the base, so that would explain why these are here. You do not need to show up. Well, that's exciting. I'd say that was mission success on that, so the ice machine is now much easier to use. I should be able, in terms of resources, I should be good to just kind of get whatever I need. And hopefully I won't need too much. Why have you... There. I do think the weight, because the weight's so far behind those rear wheels, it's not far enough that I lose all control, but things do get a little squirrely. I think the high torque I'm trying to put through the wheels doesn't help matters. And connected. Now. Uh-oh. Okay, that's an issue, right? Because this thing's set to throw out the ice. When did that get damaged? Yeah, because my mining connector's set to eject ice. Oh. I need to... Okay, there are a lot of things to sort out here. So this system is trying to pull ice because it's set to do that, and because that sorter's not off, it's going to. Let's see, only on the ship. So the sorters... Well, the sorters are full of ice. This connector's now full of ice. Is the ice going anywhere? Yes, so the O2H2 gen is pulling it. Some is going into the cargo container, or some was already there. Okay, so emptying isn't happening in a sort of advanced way yet, but I can at the very least manually do that fairly easily. Now, something I'm not sure of, you can see there's some ice already in the conveyor sorters. Oh, and it does come out. Well, that's good. I wasn't sure if that would happen because the conveyor sorters are off. So they aren't sorting, which means I don't have the issue this one's having where it's trying to pump ice into things. But I wasn't sure if I'd actually be able to pull stuff out of them either. It's okay. So, you know what I may do here? So I could leave this ejector on. And what I can do is set up a... So, yeah, I can remove this. I can set up in the event controller for the miner docking. I can tell it to Yeah, so it locks that small connector. I can tell it to turn the sorter off. I just have to name the sorter. So, when the merge block is connected, I will turn you off. When it's not connected, I'll turn you on. Essentially what that'll do is, when the mining rig is connected to the truck, that sorter will be off, which means it won't be throwing anything out. It'll empty whatever is left in here, but then it'll just kind of sit there. This will probably mean if I'm still emptying when I connect to the truck, I'll just be carrying something around that'll be pooped out later. But that really should never happen, because, I mean, in theory, I don't leave until this thing has stopped pooping stuff out, because that's when I know that my drill is completely full of just material. And essentially that safety means this should always be off while the whole mining rig is connected to the base, which is what I want. Let's go over to the actual ice processing point. And I just want to make sure there's not some sitting somewhere randomly. Okay, we refined the magnesium. It's not giving us a ton. Though, hold on. No. We also didn't get a ton for... We didn't use a ton by producing ammo either, it looks like. So yeah, we're gonna probably need to go out and get more magnesium. But... well, let's see. How much is 100 of that? 100 magnesium. Okay, so it looks like 1 magnesium is equivalent to 1 container of Gatling ammo. So that shouldn't be too bad, at least for base defense. We're going to want more to arm up the drones, but it should be good. We have plenty of ice now. We should have enough ice forever. Where are these small connectors that have cobalt in them? That seems odd. Looks like everything is accounted for and where it's supposed to be. We are quickly stocking up on ice. Our batteries are draining though, so let's kick the old engine on. Well, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Now, I guess the thing to do... let's just look at what we have. Try and get a sense of if we need anything else. We have plenty of steel. Got plenty of tubes. Got some power cells. Yeah, we've got... probably use more computers and construction components. What about raw materials? Got a bunch of silicon, a whole bunch of iron, plenty of nickel. Got some silver. Got cobalt. I mean, none of it's particularly exotic, but I think we've got enough stuff for most of what we'd need. Now, the big challenge here... So I'm gonna need to... I may just manually queue whatever I need to build the drones. I can kind of monitor. I believe the drones actually will get entirely welded pretty much in place. So I shouldn't have to worry about, launching one that's only half built and then it falling from the sky. I should be able to check all that at least, initially. So... I think to do that, though, I need somewhere to put the drones. I can't start building up my defensive army if I don't have somewhere to muster that army. So I think it's time to go get some power. And then go up and see what we can do about some sort of drone carrier. I think I've got a crazy idea for this that may just work. It's a good thing it's night. So, I think I bounced this idea around already. I can't remember. It's not like anyone's here to tell me otherwise. So I'll just bounce around it again. So, we'll probably want some of those. So what I'm thinking is essentially like an old school ocean carrier, but on wheels to traverse the ice. Some sort of big old large grid ship that I can essentially sail, in air quotes, across the ice ocean, halfway around the planet. It'll serve as sort of a mobile base of operation, have enough that I can sort of survive off it, you know, produce fuel, produce health, maybe have the ability to build some basic stuff. Yeah, something I can take a bunch of drones with me, have its own air defenses so that any drones that see me on my route, I can shoot down. And then I attack. Yeah, so I think first step here, so I should probably turn on my headlights. Let's build it out over... Yeah, we'll build it out over here where the bumps are so that I don't have to worry so much about, getting vehicles out. This should be large enough that most terrain holes won't be an issue. I'll kind of build it off of this stalk so that I can get up to it. That should be high enough. Maybe. I can quickly test that. So, it doesn't matter, I guess, what wheel I choose, but let's check this one. So if I use one of these... Yeah, that's plenty high enough. In fact, this is a decision that doesn't necessarily need to be made now, but my instinct here is to actually use these 2x2 ones, because in theory I can then fit more of them along. Is that useful? Maybe I just build the 3x3 ones, because in all honesty, it's not like I need to tackle slopes with this thing. In theory, the only curve I'm going to deal with is the curvature of the planet. So, I'm probably better to save a little bit of power by using fewer wheels and, you know, just having slightly bigger ones. Okay. Well, I guess this line is good. Now, I probably... I mean, what are the dimensions of this thing gonna be? It's gotta be pretty big. So I need to figure out how big a drone is. Because the dimensions are gonna be based on the idea that I think I want to carry 10 drones on this deck. So, a drone fits pretty comfortably, in fact, quite comfortably, within a 3x3 cube. So if I want 10 of these, I have to have a minimum of... Well, so if I do 2 rows of 5, I need it to, at a minimum, be 6 blocks wide and 15 blocks long. So if I do maybe 25 blocks long and 7 blocks wide, that gives me some room to play with. Maybe 9 blocks wide on the deck. Okay, this isn't final, but this is just going to get me a scale. So, if I go 4 blocks out that way, 4 blocks out that way. If I imagine a rectangle that wide and that long, I think that works pretty well in terms of dimensions. So the reason I'm saying this isn't final is this is going to be the bottom of the vessel, and I want that to be a little narrower because I'm thinking that the deck will overlap the wheels and essentially be able to provide a little bit of armor. So, let's do some quick measurements. So, if I have 2 blocks, that would be 5 blocks in between each wheel. The wheel sticks out pretty badly. So if I then put... If I have 1 block, the wheel sticks out a bit. I mean, that could work, because I do want this thing to be stable, which ideally means that the wheels are the widest point. But honestly, I think it's going to be so low, it's probably not going to matter that much. And again, I'm not going to be going on, you know, ideally it doesn't take much of a curve or much of a slope. It's just gonna... I need to better strategize these large builds. Yeah. I think it should be fine to be a little less traditionally stable and primarily do it for looks, because let's be honest, that's always the main motivating factor for me. So that's, I think, our length. Though again, maybe what I do here, I'm going to knock 5 blocks off of this, because I'm currently at 25. We only need 15, so I'll go 20 down here. Yep, 20 blocks. So, 20 blocks down here. If I put the wheels on... So... yeah, we'll start there. I can place one every 3 blocks. So that's 5 wheels. Maybe take 1 more block off the front, just for the heck of it, which I'll do later. That should be enough. I mean, that should be more than enough to do whatever moving I need it to do. So then essentially I just kind of build a deck that covers the wheels, and that should be enough room for me to do whatever drone related stuff I want to do. And up here, just for, you know, for ease and for eventual, because I'm gonna, I think, need it, just go ahead and widen things out. Now, The unfortunate part with the wheels down here is I can't put things in close to them. Which means that's the width of area down here I have to work with. I'll probably put things like... I'll probably have a cargo container down here. Maybe I do a couple smaller ones, because I don't think I'll need... You know, everything I own is in a single large one. And I don't plan to bring everything I own with me. So I should be good. Maybe down each side have cargo containers. I'll want to probably down here have some engine area with maybe, well, all the batteries I'm going to need for this thing, plus probably a couple hydrogen engines and some hydrogen generators so that I can fuel those engines. I mean, a walkway down the middle should work. I should be able to set up like a ladder going up. Yeah, this should be a viable something. Guess I need somewhere to sit and ponder things. I'm wondering how best to weld this up. Because unfortunately, well, actually, this bit Humpty probably could get. Because I think I can get underneath. But, build a little chair up here. I'm surprised I don't have one already. In fact, just because I like the aesthetic of it. And we're gonna have the cave wall chair. There we go. Out of the way. Just enough time for me to plug the suit in so my life support systems don't fail. Yeah, lovely. Now this snowstorm does not make it easy to see what I'm building. Oh, and that's gonna be something. I may well set this thing up so that I can essentially lower it to the ice, lock down, and then maybe have some wind turbines, because in a situation like this, something this large, I'm not gonna want to be navigating it because I won't be able to see anything. That's just for the moment so I can get a sense of scale of it. We'll go up a couple. So the downside, well, a downside here, because of how the drones are going to work, I'm going to need 2 blocks. I'm going to need a block clear under the deck that I can run piping that's also clear of the wheels. So let's see if I can build along this row. That would be lovely. And I can. Okay. So, this can be the sort of level of piping. And then, once I get back up, I'll just go one more up, and this will be the level of the deck. Okay. So that's 7 blocks wide, which would be essentially, if I'm styling this after like an old school aircraft carrier, that would be 1 row kind of centered there of drones, then 1 row centered here of drones, and that only leaves me 1 block width here to build an offset sort of control conning tower. which I don't strictly need. But I'm also not fully covering the wheels, and I narrowed them in so that I would do that. So I think we go out one more block on each side. That'll give me kind of all the room I want. Yeah, so I mean, in a very rough way, I think that's the shape we're going with. May add a little more detail here and there. Thinking maybe slight angling to the front deck there. Maybe a little bit at the back. Might come up with some supports that kind of duck in behind the wheels. But yeah, that should do it. It's going to take a lot of steel to weld. I guess I might as well... Whoops. I can do it from down here. Might as well lay out the rest of it. And that's probably enough shaping over there to get things looking okay-ish. A little bit of shaping back here that's a little more... I could maybe improve that a bit for the scale. Yeah, that'll be probably good. Now, I should go ahead and maybe drill the holes just so I know where I'm putting things. So yeah. So I'll have area over there for 2 of those. And then we now have a 3 by whatever area over here, which should be fine. Maybe we'll maybe we'll save on that, because I think that'll be easier to design once the rest of this is built. Which means... Ugh. I guess I've got to get weldy and see what I can do with that. I may build a separate ramp. Actually, I should be able to. I can build a ramp to get up to the upper deck and then weld from there. Then use the top arm to get this lower side, hopefully. Okay, let's see. Just while we're in here. Yeah, so that would be...
No
Oops.
energy.
Uh-oh. Very cold all of a sudden. Ow. Ah. Chair, come to me. Whew. Yeah, you know, sometimes you forget just how cold it is out there until your suit heater kicks out. Luckily, the suit batteries are as robust as they are. Yeah, it'd suck if they really drained mega fast. So, we'll build these things just so I remember them. I'm kind of thinking how this lower deck is going to be arranged. I'm going to have essentially down each side all the functional bits. And then... yeah, I can't place anything there, so... Right, it's not just a weird... Yeah, no. Making sure it wasn't just a weird thing where it didn't think this had a placement area. Yeah, so... that should work. They'll kind of butt up against whatever equipment blocks I have. And again, because I don't, you know, there are no, well, I say no. I'm not facing many ground-based enemies. Guess this side should probably be done after the piping is done. Or I just use these. Yeah, we'll just do this. if I had steel to do it. But I shouldn't have to worry about things being exposed below because I shouldn't be being shot from below. There's nothing, you know, everything will be attacking from the air, so... And I don't intend to take this thing within close enough range that it's in any sort of physical danger from those emplacement things we saw. I guess I could do so I don't awkwardly just pop up right underneath a drone. So maybe I make like this one into some sort of stairwell. So we'll just kind of do things, dang it, like this. Can I place? Can I place? Oh, well, you can place easier if I do like that, and it'll look a little better. So I'll just use these basically to hold these stairwell bits in place. Okay, well, this is gonna hurt momentarily. Whee! So maybe I make that into some sort of slightly different thing, but oh no, you know what it needs to be. If this is an aircraft carrier looking device, so we'll have that there. Then we will have a catwalk. And then out here, yeah, we'll have a sort of catwalk walkway that leads to stairs that go up and all that jazz. Oh, no. Yeah, I think that'll look good. Yeah, so stairs. These could even be... not that one. These sort of half. Yeah. Have that ready to go off in whatever direction it needs to go off in. But, yeah, so that's how you get up, is these sort of stairways. I may have a ladder maybe up right at the bow too, just as a backup. In part because I do know this is kind of narrow, and if I had to try and do this at any sort of angle, you know, even though this thing shouldn't be going, it should stay fairly flat, it's not going to be 100%, so this may end up being a little too cozy. But I think it just looks the part. Nah, I think this is going to be exactly what we want. This should be fun. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call the episode. So, this is going to be a big project, I think. There's, if nothing else, this is a lot of welding to do. I've got to weld all the drones up to go on it. And I've got to, you know, design it to work. I've not even really thought about weapon emplacements. Hoo boy. But I think that's going to be part of the fun. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out any of the other stuff I've done, and until next week, bye-bye.